They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet because they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew. Let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho.
They're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
Hello, I'm James Wesley. Who are you?
Okay, we're going to talk over each other like people that have never done. Wow. Okay, I'm Seth Rudetsky. Normally we're hosting in the same house, but James and I are we're consciously uncoupling. No, James is up. Gwyneth Paltrow consciously uncoupling. Do you not follow like pop culture news from 7 years ago?
Only if it's from the 70s.
That's true. Okay, so think about Audrey Lindley and Norman Fell. How did they get along? That's us. So the point is, actually, the real story is James is with his sister upstate, but we're still going to host the show together. My Wi-Fi went out upstairs, so now I'm on this weird whatever. But the point is, this is Stars in the House. Why don't you describe what Stars in the House is to the people that are watching that don't know what the hell it is?
Stars in the House is our daily live stream that we've been doing since mid-March, since Broadway shut down and the whole world shut down. And we do it for the Actors Fund, which is a nationwide organization which helps basically everyone in the performing arts, behind the scenes, on stage, film, TV, opera, music, everything all across the country, and people who need help, whether it's medical needs or rent or utilities, food.
Hold on. Is that your phone that's loud as usual? Do you know how often I have to hear that notification? It is. He's like, I don't know how to stop them. How come the rest of the world does?
You know what, Seth?
What?
No, I'm not even going to say
You're going to delete my number? Anyway, as James was saying before, the loud notification, it helps everybody in the arts, on stage, behind the stage, with medical needs, groceries, rent.
We already said all that, Seth.
I know. But my point is, right now in Orlando, a lot of people have been laid off from work.
That's really horrible. In fact, we'll do a show. We've been contacted by a friend of ours in Orlando who told us in excruciating detail just how bad it is for performers in Orlando. And we will do something, Wansi, for you and all of our friends in Orlando in the performing arts sometime next month in November, which is right around the corner. Because as you probably know, Walt Disney World basically laid off all of their equity actors.
Yeah. So now, by the way, I thought we were privately fighting, but Nancy, my sister, just wrote, guys, we hear you. Okay. So I didn't know. I thought it was just James and me having a private fight. Oh, by the way, this is a thank you for news. It is really true. Everybody out there, can you subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and B, like this particular video? It just helps us. The more people we have, the more we can get like an NBC show like Connecting, because we have to prove that we're actually legitimate. So please let us subscribe and like and share, and that way we can get fabulous shows like tonight. How do people donate?
They go to starsinthehouse.com, or you can text Fund 2020 to 56512, and you'll get a receipt from the Actors Fund, and then you will forward that receipt to donations at starsinthehouse.com. Now, speaking of that, you had the great show, because I was only on at the beginning, Seth, with the cast there, and
wait, nothing came out because I was playing the piano. You did not hear me. I was playing the piano. All the sound went off. What did you just say?
I want to read the donations that came in when you did hair the other day, because you didn't have time to read them.
Correct.
We want to thank Darlene from California, who donated $75. Thanks to Seth for my 75th birthday shout out, and to Seth and James for keeping me sane since March, from Andy's mom, Darlene.
Oh, that's Andy from New Jersey Performing Arts Center. Andy Donald.
Andy. We love Andy. Lizzie from Brooklyn donated $25. Donald from New York, $21. Looking forward to the November 3rd Stars in the House marathon. It's going to be great. Oh my gosh! Before I go to the rest, we had more people announced today, including Lea Salonga.
Wait, what is? You have to first say what it is, girl.
Well, I'm just so excited by all the people that we're having. It's basically going to be what we're calling a votathon. Seth said he didn't like the name. I actually do like the name. And as you can see, votathon is what won. So there you go. But it's from 9 a.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern, literally 10 hours on November 3rd on Election Day, because I don't know about you, but I'm going to be filled with anxiety that day, and I needed a really good distraction and to make me feel good. And so we're going to have people from all over the world, since Leia Salong is going to be joining us from the Philippines, and all over the country, people that are working the polls, viewers like you. People are already sending in so many of their I voted selfies with their little sticker, and celebrities, everyone from, Bellamy Young from our show that we love, Scandal, to Josh Groban, and who am I missing? Sean Hayes, Marty Short. Go on, Seth.
Cheetah Rivera, Jesse Mueller, Lindsay Mendez, Kay Alisetto, Tony Yazbek, Anthony Rapp, Anna Pascal. It's like relentless.
I think we literally have like 60 people, and it will probably be 80 or 100 when it's all done. But anyway, so yes, Donald, I'm so glad you're looking forward to it, and that will be for the Actors Fund. Chris from New York gave $103. Mark from Massachusetts, $25. Another week, another amazing set of guests. Thanks for lifting us up. Thank you. Seth, so,
we're starting with connecting, by the way. We're going to do the video at the end.
Okay. Oh, okay, great. So here's the thing. This is our last show because before November 3rd. So I wrote out the list, and you can go to our website. Arts Action Fund, which is a sister organization of Americans for the Arts, has done an amazing job, as we've said, listing every state's own idiosyncratic ways of early voting and when things end and when they begin and all that. Early voting ends tomorrow because we know how many people have voted. It's ending tomorrow in Arizona, Georgia, Idaho, Massachusetts, Nevada, Texas, and Utah. It ends on Saturday in Florida, Michigan, New Mexico, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Virginia, West Virginia. It ends on Sunday in New York and Wisconsin. Seth, our voting date is on Saturday. And so all the information is on our website, starsinthehouse.com, because vote early. Seth.
Okay, so we are not having a show tomorrow because Bette Midler is doing her yearly annual, same thing, Halloween that helps the New York Restoration Project. And she, by the way, is reuniting with her stars from, where is it? Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus, yeah.
All three of them are reuniting.
Drive-in.
Wait, what? You talking over me? What?
I said, Julie and I just saw that at the drive-in.
So all three of them are reuniting for the benefit tomorrow. It's at literally the time of our show. That's why we're canceling our show. It's at 8 p.m. tomorrow. How do you get tickets, you ask? Literally, tickets are they're so crazy cheap, only $10. So you go to NYRP, which is New York Restoration, Project shop.org. The show is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. It's literally $10. And boy, New York needs some fabulous restoration. So please do that tomorrow night.
And then, of course, on the 31st, James Monroe Iglehardt's amazing show for the Actors Fund. All the information is on our website, starsinthehouse.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Seth, should we bring on the cast of Connecting? Because we have a little something special with Nicole Parker, but we're gonna do that at the end of the show.
Yes, ma'am.
We decided. Okay, so Seth, so Connecting is a new NBC show. I think tonight is the 4th episode. If you missed it and didn't do it on your DVR, you can watch it on Hulu. Seth and I have seen the first 3 episodes. We really enjoyed it. It's a dramedy, right? I mean, because it takes place in today's times. It's lighthearted and funny, and it's also got some really, dramatic moments that I think are really well done with a great cast. And we've got a lot of those cast members here. So Seth, do you want to bring them on?
Yes. So, okay. First, we have Eli Henry looking literally in character. Eli, you look exactly like you do in the actual show. Here's Eli Henry.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Eli.
How you doing?
Good.
It's all good. Okay, I'm going to bring everybody else on. So then we have, now, I asked if it was Parvish, and he told me actually simply call him Parv. And those of us that are kosher can identify. So please welcome Parv Chena. Hi, Parv.
Hi, Seth. Hi, James. Hi, Eli. Nicole. Clean shaven.
What'd you say, Parv?
Eli's clean shaven.
Wait, we have to talk about your name for a second. Does every single Jewish person say, oh my God, Parv?
Yeah, when I go to like the frozen yogurt places down in Mid Wilshire, I'm like, my name's Parv. They're like, yeah, you're
perfect.
It's such a kosher joke. A lot of kosherness. Okay, then I want to make sure. Then I have actual real life married couple. Let's please bring them on. They play married couple. Keith Powell and Jill Knox. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Keith was on our 30 Rock reunion.
Yes. I feel like I'm old hat at this now.
You are. And finally, who did our Concert for America? And I think the hair is a totally different color than I've seen on Connecting. Please welcome Shakina Nafak.
Hi, Frank.
Hello, Red.
Dodgers.
Hey, Dodgers.
There you go.
Hi,
okay,
everyone. I
Hi,
miss you guys.
I miss you so much, Eli. You look so handsome and young.
I know. He's like a baby
Wow, you
face.
look like a little baby face.
The second I could shave, I did.
Oh.
I had a huge beard until like a few days ago. Yeah.
Seth, I feel like we're guest stars on Connecting.
That's really what this is like.
Popping in.
Totally, because the whole thing, if people don't know, the whole thing is literally done. Well, we're on StreamYard, but they're actually on Zoom. It's basically a bunch of friends. It kind of reminds me of the book One Day, where they meet. It's about the same day each year, but they basically meet once a month on Zoom and catch up. So I'd love you guys to each describe your characters. Eli, you are one uptight mother effer.
Yes, in a lot of ways, and my character is as well. Rufus is he's the guy that takes the coronavirus very, very seriously, too seriously. We should all take it seriously, but he's like wearing a mask inside. More of a conspiracy theorist. This is my office where he lives. It's a garage, so you get the idea based off the wood paneling, I think.
Exactly. Very bunkry. And Parv, you're a gay father like James and myself, and I think you have the same level of anxiety. Why don't you describe who you are on the show?
Yeah, I'm the parent, and which is funny because Jill and Keith are the actual parents. My partner and I don't have kids, but it's great because I just have a lot of friends who have kids, so I get to take their experiences and get paid for it.
It's a lot of screaming at those kids. By the way, so I guess we're never, because you guys film in your house, I guess we're never going to see those brats because there are no actual brats in your house to be those brats.
We'll lend you our kid.
As we continue, I've pitched a lot of friends' children to play Ross and Vasad.
Because all you ever really see on the show is like a door opening and Parv frantically shutting it in anger.
That's my partner literally just opening the door with a script on his iPad following along. And when he does it, when it's like late or like when we'd be filming, I'd be like, open it!
You ruined it. Keith and Jill, why don't you describe who you guys play? I totally want to be you in real life.
We play a very happily married, thriving in quarantine couple. We sort of like don't want to admit that we are having a nice time. Obviously, as the world implodes around race relations, it hits us hard, and we sort of go from this incredibly sort of like cooking and gardening couple to the weight of the all the racial uproar that happens. But we are the only ones that shoot with another person in the same space. So that had its own level of fun.
We have a clip of you guys loving the quarantine. Here you both are.
Quarantine is super dope. Sorry.
Okay, no. That sounds really, really bad. We know that there is a lot of hurt right now.
Yes.
And we are giving a lot of money to charity, and Michelle is making masks for the hospital.
Oh, they're so cute.
And needed.
So cute and so needed.
But if we're being honest,
we needed this.
So bad. I am so thrilled that I get to spend every day with my wife doing all of my passions, cooking, gardening, fixing this place up.
We've got this like homesteader vibe going on. We're like new age frontiers people.
I don't want it to end. Is that weird to say? I know parts of this are very, very bad, but some of this is so great for us right now.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. The Wi-Fi in my basement is terrible, so I decided to try you from the hospital before I head home.
Hey Jasmine, how are you?
I've been better.
Yeah, it just takes the wind out of it.
Didn't it sound like the beginning of a musical Sting? Like totally like started. condensed. We are so serious.
And finally, Shakina, who do you play besides a blonde?
Yeah, listen, she's a mess, so I left her in the box. I play Ellis. Ellis is a sports fanatic and a high-end retail sales girl, and she sort of has to contend with the fact that sports shut down, and that really stresses her out. And also, then she also has to look for new sources of income, and she really struggles with being sort of like in the friend group. She's like on the like lower end of the economic spectrum, and so I think that plus her transness sort of like make her feel at times like alienated from the friend group, and that's a sort of source of her conflict. But yeah, she's wild and really passionate about keeping the friend group together.
Shakina, I want to ask this of everyone, but when did you first hear about this show? I mean, was it when we didn't know that anything was going to be able to film as long as there were a lot of these protocols in place? Shakina, what was like the phone call that you got?
And please don't say it was like a weird conspiracy 2017. Someone knew this was about to be happening.
No, I think it was the first. I mean, it was definitely the first audition that I got. I think it was the first audition that like everyone got when the show came back. Like, because I knew a ton of people that went in for it, and actually, they first sent me Jill's part, which is so funny because like my partner is not an actor, and it was like you had to be married to an actor in order to do the role because they were looking for a like actor couple. But yeah, it was in like mid-August, and it happened so fast. Like from audition to screen test to literally first table read was like a 2-week process. It was so quick.
Yeah.
And how relieved were you, by the way? I mean, with so many actors and everyone out of work, that's so amazing.
For sure.
I mean, I think we all felt that, right? Like we always talked about the like sense of like responsibility, because we were like a chosen few to get to make something about the moment we were in.
Shakina, don't show this to any of the other actors, but she is my favorite character.
Okay. Oh, Ethan follows me. Ethan follows me on IG. Hey, Ethan, but also Ethan loves Jill and Keith and like just did a fan post on your page. I saw it recently. So
yeah,
right.
Ethan's great. Ethan's a new addition to my IG life, and he's great.
So Parv, take us through like what was it like when you first started rehearsal? I guess you guys all showed up in the same rehearsal room, but then opted to come home. Oh no, how did it happen?
Honestly, like Shakina was saying, it was end of July for me at least, Shakina, when I like literally went from first audition to booking it less than a week. Wow. And we had our first table read. And I feel like Keith and I talk about this. Like I feel I'm older. I feel like I know a lot of people. I know a lot of everyone's work. But we had not met one person in physical person until like Keith and Jill's house after a screening was the first time. And all I just thought was like, everyone is really tall. But to this world. And so our first rehearsal was just in the Zoom. And we, thanks to Martin and Brendan, our showrunners, and Brendan also comes from theater. They understood that the weirdness of this, because we could always, a lot of people in their real lives can come to a Zoom situation having had real life togetherness. So we didn't have that. So they were very cognizant. We would always have rehearsals before table reads. And then first time we would shoot, and here's a little trick. If you notice, even right now, I have this habit. I'm not looking at Seth. I'm not looking at Eli on my screen. They learned, and they just wanted to have a lock to camera.
Right.
So everything is dead to camera.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Which is hard though. The first time you're working, I need to see we would watch each other during the rehearsal process.
Yeah. Like, I want to see everybody's beautiful face.
Yeah. So like they gave us more rehearsal than we would have had, I think, if we were in person, but we needed it. So we would get that.
It'd be easier for me because I'm not fond of looking at my fellow actors. I look right past them. So I actually would have been more my style.
Straight through.
It's funny because I might know, like there's an element of voiceover too, where I do a lot of voiceover. You don't look, you don't see it. As long as you can hear, it helps so much.
Yeah, those are all the cues we took.
Yeah, pardon, Eli?
Oh, I know. Those are all the cues. I mean, we took was just all that. I mean, I was a little bit better because like I've got a desktop computer, and we would always have our phones on. We'd have it on a little tripod, and I could at least see some of the zoom a little bit. But because we're dealing with such tight eye lines, literally, if I looked a little bit away, it would change everything. So it's just funny because sometimes I would just see Parv just flailing in the corner of my eye. I'm like, okay, so I guess that's my cue. It's just, and now even just watching them on air, it's crazy to go, oh, that's funny. That's what they were doing.
Oh, Parv.
Cool. Yeah.
Parv, beauty.
I'm concerned about my shine all the time now from doing my own makeup.
Yes.
Well, I was saying that I had I started working on another show where we actually show up on set, and now every time I'm shooting something, I'm looking straight into the camera. It has just become now such a habit.
Are you literally just like looking into like a zooming like dolly shot? I don't know.
I swear to God. Well, the first take, I started started talking like this, and they're like, "Yeah, Keith, no, this is supposed to be like real life."
Have you ever done TV? So Keith and Jill, James and I have been doing this show every night, working together, and as Anna Gasteyer always says about us, there's quote unquote simmering marital tension. What is it like acting together? Like how many line readings have you given each other?
Oh, I actually, at the beginning, I was really nervous because this is the biggest acting job I've ever had. And so I would ask him, am I doing okay? Am I doing okay? So I actually was very like open to it. And then I started to get very comfortable, and he'd be like, so Jill, and I'd be like, I'm good. Thank you.
Stop it.
I'm okay. I'm good. But no, we did, Keith made a web series that we starred in as a couple, and so acting together and shooting in our house is something we've done before,
we're used to,
and very comfortable with it. So it was fine.
We got all our fights out of the way well before.
Yeah, during that process, that was a brutal process. This was smooth.
Pre-production.
So how old are your kids?
We have a 19-month-old daughter who runs around, and you might hear her now screaming in the background.
But wait a minute, Keith. How did you handle that during the shooting of a show?
Lots of liquor. No, we had to get a quarantined nanny.
Yep.
Mm.
And swear to God, like there were some takes where we're like, if we were shooting in the kitchen, we'd be like, all right, so over the next couple hours, maybe our daughter should take a walk around the neighborhood.
Yeah, the shooting in the kitchen was the hardest because she's like, I want a snack, and
Totally
if they yell cut, we're like running to get her some goldfish and like throwing it through the door and being like, get her outside, get outside.
She's not wanted here.
No, the worst is when we were shooting the scene at the end of 3 where the gang discovers the George Floyd video, and the nanny that we had was letting her watch us from the kitchen door, and she's screaming and laughing because she wants to come outside. And I'm like this, George Floyd, George Floyd, take her away, please.
Oh no,
a lot of that.
Yeah,
you need a theatrical nanny. So Shakina, you've done TV before, but isn't it groundbreaking that you got a role in a major network show?
Yeah, it is. It's history making. What's cool, with Lola on Difficult People, I was like the first like trans comedic role on TV, which was just dope because she was like acerbic and like the teller of jokes and not the butt of jokes. But there's nothing like, an NBC family sitcom on Thursday nights. Like that is the cornerstone of American family television. And the fact that there's now a trans woman in all those living rooms, like that's really radical. So I hope Ellis becomes their friend. I hope they love her.
What has been the feedback from, the community?
Oh, amazing.
I mean, yeah, people have been really enthusiastic about the show, like all over, not just like trans people, but I mean, I just think that like gauging by, I mean, I see, you know, what my fans say on my social media, but we all follow each other. So we see like what people are commenting and saying on everyone's, you know, timelines, and people are eating it up, which is cool. You know, it's hard to like convince people to tune into something new and to tune into something that deals with the moment that we're all trying to tune out. But folks are finding us. You know, if they're not tuning in live, they're finding us on Peacock or on Hulu, and it's exciting. You know, we've seen like steady growth in our viewership just in the first few episodes. So it's getting good feedback so far.
Well, I think the show, there's like a balance there, right? Because you don't want to be totally down, but you do want to like a little bit of a dose of reality. And it's clear that the relationships between all of you, you're friends, but you're also talking about today. And like for me, watching it, it was like I was much more moved than I expected to be, that was nice. You know, it was like, oh, it's nice to see people talking about what's going on. It's not the only thing you talk about, you know, but it's part of it, because like part of life today. We really enjoyed it.
I think that's something, at least just from my experience, I don't take this as seriously as Rufus, as we shouldn't, but I have been taking the pandemic very seriously the entire time. And it's actually been something I find kind of nice. There are obviously people that are not going to want to watch something that deals with what's happening. You want to escape, you want to watch dragons. Right. I get it. Totally fair.
Don't give away episode 105.
I'm sorry, I screwed that up. Yeah, my bad. The special effects were nuts. But the thing I found nice is that, you know, so many shows are working to make things normal and kind of ignore what's happening. And whenever I see something where it's like, why not just slap a mask on? Like, you know, who cares? Like, we're doing it. We might as well just live this life. So it's really nice just to have that outlet. And it is funny. I mean, the thing is, life is a mixture of horror and hilarity, and it can't be all disaster all the time in our day-to-day. I mean, we have to manage it. And I think that's something that's, you know, at least a little cathartic about the show.
Well, we are about to have our COVID-19 break with Dr. John LaPook. So to bring it to reality, because as you know, everyone knows there's unfortunately not good times. So we're going to give all of y'all a little break right here as we bring on Dr. John LaPook, and we have more questions for you. So Shakina, we'll see you in a minute.
Parv, powder down.
Parv and Eli, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, Seth, you want to bring on our friend from
Please welcome Dr. John LaPook.
Wait a second, that's the first time I had introduction music.
You know, I'm just so near the piano. It's so easy to play for you.
Great to be here, folks. Anyway.
What's up, Dr. J? Is there anything positive?
Yes.
Yay.
I am feeling more and more confident that a vaccine that is effective will in fact exist. Just from things I'm hearing. We're not going to know until into November or December whether or not, maybe we'll hear first about the Pfizer vaccine. There are others that we could hear from too. But I'm hoping, there's part of me that thinks just scientifically that the vaccine, they may be lowballing us. Maybe they're trying to manage our expectations and say, well, I hope it's at least 60 or 70% effective. We're going after this one spike protein. And it's not like the flu virus, which mutates, and there are lots of different strains. And so, I don't know, maybe it's going to end up being a much more effective vaccine than they're telling us. Imagine if it was 80, 90, or more than that. I don't want to raise hopes, but if it was really super effective, if there was a home run, it could be such a game changer. And there's a bunch of vaccines out there. You never know. So that's my hope. The part of me that is very, very worried is, today 45 states have seen 45 states have seen spikes in cases. There are increases involving, I think, something like almost 95% of the population in the United States. So folks, this is, a bad time right now. You just have to be honest about it. And they're talking about now, even Tony Fauci is talking about maybe thinking about a national mask mandate. Be hard to enforce that. But
why not do it? I mean,
well, it's in Russia. Putin has administered it in Russia recently. I mean, this is part of the whole thing of if we could turn back time and somehow turn a screw so that the issue of wearing masks did not become politicized. There was no reason to do that. And
I'm in upstate New York. I'm up near Rochester, and it is more because sadly it has become political. And so I'll say this, even though we're nonpartisan, this is more red country up here. However, I will say that the mask wearing that I see inside it matches what I see in New York City, which has been really heartening to me. And that's whether I've been in grocery stores, I've been in, department stores, like different things that I've had to do while I've been up here. And I would say the mask is the same. And I don't know if that's because it comes from the top in New York State, because so much of this has been about what's going on in each state. But up here, it's actually been really good.
That's good to hear. I mean, it's so logical, right? And after a while, look, I will tell you from the point of view as a doctor who's practicing still, I did procedures today at NYU Langone. I'm wearing an N95 mask. I'm wearing a shield over it. You see my nose. You see that redness? That's from a mask, doing that.
Right.
I just hate it. And then when I see patients for internal medicine, I'm seeing them from here up. I'm not seeing here. It's definitely coming in between us. So look, I'm fed up like everybody else, but there is no way that I would see a patient without wearing an N95 mask. There's no way whatsoever. And, I realize that people don't have access to N95 masks out in the real world, but a regular mask or double ply, as many layers as you could do, a surgical mask and a cloth mask. It's, you can try to convince yourself it's even feeling a little cozy. I mean, you got to sort of lean into it rather than just buckling.
It's not forever, and what just makes me upset is like the whole politicization. It's basically just spreading a lie and then saying it's controversial. It's not controversial. Like someone was like, the CDC said that most of the people that got COVID were wearing masks. I'm like, no, they didn't. But they'll just say a lie, and therefore both sides are equal. Like there's no equivocation. Like it's literally like wearing a mask is healthy, and that's it. There's no other side.
Yeah, there is no other side of this because what's happened over the summer. And you heard it here first, right? Back in June, we were talking about aerosols and masks. And now the aerosol scientists, which I could reel off. I can't believe I could reel off a bunch of aerosol scientists now. They're named Lindsay Marr and Don Milton and Kim Prather and these people who have been really working on this. They have shown without a shadow of a doubt that when you have aerosols that you can now picture using laser technology, you can see it coming out of your mouth, and you put on a mask, even a cloth mask, it diminishes it. Is it 100%? No. But a little here, a little there. I'm wearing a mask to protect you. You're wearing a mask to protect me. And you know what it says across that mask, whether it's written in ink or not? I respect you. That's what it says.
My friend Paul Vogt from Broadway's Hairspray and from Mad TV wrote, "My mask feels like a thunder blanket for my face. It calms me down." Paul, I love that.
That's great. Yeah, it's one of those what are people? It's a binky, right?
Exactly. Very sweet. All right, so Dr. LaPook, when do we see Dr. LaPook again? Election day?
Well, we're going to see you on Election Day whenever CBS will let you out of their clutches.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely I'll be here, come rain or come shine.
Okay.
Let's hope that I thought of an analogy, which was it's a stress test on Tuesday that we're going into. The patient's going into it with about half of the arteries in our heart clogged, depending upon which side you believe in. This side feels that the clog is from the other side. But when we come out of that, if we haven't dropped dead, there's going to be some declogging to do in our country. And I hope that whatever happens, that we really are able to start rowing in the same direction and we can just turn down the flame and go forward like that against a common enemy, which is the virus, not each other.
Yeah.
Embrace science.
Well, before you leave, John, on Wednesday night, the night after the election, for that very reason, we are purposely having Sierra Boggess on, who's going to lead us through some meditation on Stars in the House the night after the election, all of that.
Yeah,
to start
exactly.
All right, that's good. Take a deep breath, folks.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am. All right, see you Tuesday. Thank you, Dr. LaPook.
Bye.
Okay. By the way, Connecting's on right now, but don't panic. You can watch it on Hulu. So I know this is the behind the scenes on Connecting. So deal with it. Parv, are you all dedusted? I want to make sure. Hold on. Okay, it gives me a thumbs up. Excellent.
Give a thumbs up. So let's bring back the.
Oh, there he goes.
There we go. There we go.
You just have to blot afterwards.
I know. Literally, by the way, for our anniversary, Parv, he literally got me tissue paper to blot. That was an anniversary gift.
Oh, I asked NBC. They sent me like 5 rounds of it. I only needed 1, but you have to take it.
Yeah, but by the way, that's your employer. He's my husband. Where's the romantic part about blotting my face?
All right, let's bring on the other cast members.
Sorry.
Well, to be fair, my partner picks my ear hair.
And on that note, Eli Henry.
Hey!
Who's done?
Oh wait, I literally got rid of.
Okay, jeez.
Sorry, it's passive aggressive. But wait, Eli, are your glasses blue?
Yeah, they are. They're like I don't know if you can see. I'm blind without them, but yeah, they're like a light blue.
So cute. Happily married couple, Keith and Jill. Hi guys.
Oh,
and who am I missing?
they're
and
muted.
They are. Oh, unmute yourself, kids.
It's like a flashback.
That's true, and not just for publicity. We really do like each other a lot.
We can tell. And groundbreaking, Keenan Afak.
Wagga wagga.
Well, hey Seth, but speaking of Parv getting the little blot things, what did you get in the mail, everyone? Did you get like?
Oh my god!
Like a writing kit?
It was
like our living spaces were overrun. We got because we had film equipment, lighting equipment, like the costumes. We had to do fittings and send stuff back. We got all these different phones. Oh,
I had to set up shelves.
Your bunker shelves are gone.
Yeah, well, I got to keep them, but I have taken them down. But I got sent shelves that was all back here, shelving units, and I had to put them together and fill it with like survival gear, which I also got to keep, which is a little bit distressingly nice. But yeah, it was like the way I could liken it was like the movie The Santa Claus, when he kills Santa and knocks him off the roof, and then all of a sudden there's just like FedEx trucks constantly. The first week was just non-stop deliveries. It was insane.
Did you give everything back yet? I haven't given back the Verizon 5G jetpack.
You're supposed to give that back.
I have my hotspot. I kept my hotspot so far.
I wish
was like,
why didn't we keep ours?
Is this why I haven't been paid for the last episode?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, Eli.
Yeah.
Did you take a picture of that room, like when you got hired, and then they had a set designer say, "Oh, we want this, we want that"? How did that work?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, we all did our auditions, and they were, awesome because they weren't like typical self-tapes in front of a blank wall. Just do it. They wanted to see your space a little bit and get creative. So this is my office. I have it's a detached garage from my house. It was wood paneled before. I did not make this choice. And I shot it. My desk was over there. I shot the thing. I brought in from my house every mask I had. I had like cold medicine. I brought in emergency, and I just put it everywhere and did the thing. And so then once I got it, we did a Zoom where we just walked around to show the whole crew was on there. We walked around to look at everything, and
Emmy nominee Kate Bunch, our
production designer. Yeah. And they wanted me to move it here, and then Kate sent us a drawing of our space, or like a picture of our space where she would draw on it, like we want this here, that there, and it was a crazy day.
I kept this wonderful piece of IKEA artwork, everybody.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm fancy
I kept
now.
What did
have this mug?
Yeah, I kept pillows. They gave us a lot. They gave us a lot of pillows for our couch.
Did they really pillows?
Yeah. And it's funny because they would call it like they'd be like, okay, we're gonna do location scouting, and location scouting literally meant like getting on the Zoom with the entire production team and like showing them the angles that you could shoot in your apartment. But in one scene, I'm like supposed to be out in downtown LA delivering food for Postmates, and we have like a small backyard here in Harlem, and so I just stayed really close to the fence in our backyard, and there's like a built, and it made it look like.
Yeah, me too. I thought you were on the street
with Shakina, and you had me fooled. I was seriously like, "Wow, like that is a very tolerant street for like filming for us. Why? How are you able to shoot on that street without anybody like getting up in your business?" It's just like, I'm in my backyard.
Yeah, I had like an 8-foot place I could like start the walk and talk and then like take 6 steps and end the scene and like keep the camera without showing any very obviously New York buildings, because our architecture is like really different, so we had to keep it up.
I was so relieved but also insulted that I didn't get to do anything out of this area, because like here's the thing, like it was very I had the easiest setup of anyone because I never changed. It was always just Rufus was in the garage, but we did this Zoom call where we're showing everyone our space, and Martin and Brendan and everybody. And I was like, really proud of the way we've designed, like done our room design, our decor in our place. And I was like, yeah, come on in, I'll show you. Cause I haven't had anyone obviously here in months. And Martin was like, no, I think we're just going to have you in the garage probably the whole time. And I was like, okay,
the whole time.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
We have a clip of you in your crazy garage.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say, Jill?
We shot in every single room of our house. So every week they were like, "Can we get 4 corners of your office?" So we'd have to walk the 4 corners from every angle. Can we get the backyard at 3 p.m. to see where the sun is? I mean, it was.
The bathroom we shot in
the
our
master bathroom. We shot in the dining room.
In our
we
bedroom.
shot several angles of the dining room, several angles of the kitchen, several angles of the living room. So Eli, I know that you're sad about not getting to show off, but when I tell you the volume of shit that they sent us,
and a lot of shit,
it was like, okay, take all your artwork down. Okay, rearrange the deck furniture. Okay, build this console table. Put this lamp on it. Like it was
a lot.
It was a lot.
Here's Eli in his bunker.
Did you hear about Rufus's latest get-rich-quick scheme?
Artisanal hand sanitizer.
This is your big emergency?
Yes, you are in grave danger of not cashing in on this pandemic.
No, I said no more schemes.
Just listen. Do you remember a couple midsummers ago I got my own homebrew equipment so that I can make mead?
Yeah. You know what I don't remember? That the whole month of August.
I figured out I could distill my remaining supply to pure alcohol, combine it with black market aloe vera, and then rebrand it for a desperate virus-fearing populace. Now get over here, hop in my guest hazmat suit, and let's get ahead of the new economy.
Oh, look, another call. Now I don't have to fake one.
Coward.
So rude. Now I don't have to. Okay, well, I want to
Preacher Lawson dabs, everybody.
Preacher Lawson.
Also, you can see there that we did our own makeup because I've got a huge zit on my forehead.
I love it. I joke that like
I did my own hair.
Gray is going to be covered up this week. Spot the mixing gray.
It's cinema verite. So you guys, did you ever do that kind of thing where you're pretending to film a scene with somebody else, but they're not actually there? Or did you always film the scenes together?
We actually always together. And I thought we would have by like episode 4 been like, I got it. Have a good day, everybody. But no, we did every single scene together.
It's like a play.
Yeah. And it is a play. It is absolutely like a teleplay. And what was so great is because it's an ensemble comedy, so there's like different characters driving the bus, in different episodes. Like the episode that we're missing right now is like a breakthrough episode for Michelle. It's so amazing, but it's all right. We're gonna live tweet the West Coast screening. But so it's just really beautiful the way that we got to like show up for each other, because there'd be times like, I mean, I don't know, Michelle was in every scene of this of this episode this week. And then some of us were like, all right, well, I'm just going to show up for my 2 lines, but that's great. And then, then it would switch next week. Someone else would have a 3-page monologue.
Right.
But was it always?
Yeah.
Oh, Seth, let me ask, because I know we're used to being right next to each other, and then we can have our little signals. But wait a minute, was it like a regular show in the sense of like where there's an audience where it's a 5-day-a-week shoot, or like was it different? How did it work?
James, we went from about
3 or 4 days.
No, we started at 3 days, and they were long days. They were pretty long.
Only the setup was long.
And then by the end, we eventually got to a normal, I felt, 5 days single camera schedule.
Well, because the setup.
Please go ahead.
No, the setup took so long. That was the thing, is because people don't realize the way we did this was, we each had 2 phones at a time. We had one phone that was the camera, one phone recording or controlling the camera. That phone that had the screen on it, we would screen share to the DP, who would, Kira would screen share it to the Zoom. And then everybody would do lighting and all these things at the exact same time. So the setup took a really long time. But the minute we started shooting, we would blow through like a 5-page scene in like an hour.
If someone had all their lines.
Yeah, it was very much like a play. It was a really lovely balance of theater and single camera filming, because there were whole acts where we would just shoot the whole act.
Yeah.
Within for our scene that day.
And look at Cassie's monologue in our pilot. There's a 3-page monologue I've never seen television before. And another theater actress from New York, nailed it every time.
Nailed it.
Hold
on.
Let's show that kind of thing, because it's really amazing. Go ahead, Seth.
I've done that kind of thing on Zoom where I literally have the paper in front of me. Did she nail it, or did she know exactly where to place the paper and read it?
Oh, no, she nailed it.
She nailed it. I call this my.
We might have had the paper in front of us.
There might have been a lot of talk about teleprompting.
Yeah, like once the camera
it was hard for us to do that because we had to share.
There we go. Here we are.
All right, because Keith and Jill, you have to look at each other, so you can't really have a teleprompter.
Oh,
whereas
right, we couldn't have the paper up. It might have been like kind of off to the side, and we might be able to look in between takes, but like we had to share space,
and all of our lines had to piggyback each other, so we always had to, so if we messed up a line, we'd have to go all the way back to the other person speaking each time.
Someone once told me and James, there are a couple that work together, like, we begin at 7 a.m. and end at 7 p.m. and nothing business after 7 p.m. What's it like for you? Are you just like, we're just always working?
No, we also have so many other things going. I'm also a professor at Pomona College. Like, if we weren't shooting, I was teaching or lesson planning. Like, we have so much going on that it's a miracle that we get to watch one rerun of Top Chef a night.
Yeah, we watch a lot of Top Chef. A lot of Top Chef. But there was never like a hard and fast rule for us. It was, oh, you have to shoot today. Oh, I don't have to shoot today. I'll help you with your shoot. I'll help you run your lines. I'll go and chase the kid around. Here's your drink right when we say.
Oh, so that's it? Oh, so we're good? Oh, are we cutting? Are we cutting? Here you go. Great.
Eli, have you ever worn any of your full-out crazy triple masks in public that you have from the show?
Actually, yes. When the fires were really, really bad in LA and the air quality was horrible, they sent me 2 options for a gas mask for the first episode. And my girlfriend Sav and I, we wore them to walk the dogs. We looked insane, but we could breathe. It was very nice. But I got my own super mask I wear whenever I go anywhere. I'm not shy about it.
We applaud
I'm not shy about telling people to put their masks on either.
Before we're bringing in a special guest at the very end of the show, our friend Nicole, but I want to show this one clip, which I just loved, because there's all this new comedy to be taken out of being on Zoom. And one of them is, basically screen freezes, which happen all the time. And I thought that this was so brilliantly played.
So what happened, Nanny? You chicken out?
No, we just got caught up talking about schnapps and Jasmine in Chicago, and then Pradeep logged on.
I'm sorry, how long does it take to say, Ben, will you move in with me? There you go.
Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's fate that I just shouldn't do this.
No. You are doing this. Annie, this is the most interesting thing in my life right now! Do you want us to log off so you can ask him?
No. That'll be weird. No, I'll just do it at the first Noel. The angels did scream. Hey, Ben, I'm just singing First Noel to everyone.
I don't think that's how that goes, though.
That was pause. She wants to move back in with me. Oh, I think you guys are frozen. Oh, never mind. You're back.
Ellis's eyes just got themselves.
I love it. I love that kind of Zoom humor. Do you know Janet Varney? She's a voice actor. She does a lot of online comedy too. And in the Thrilling Adventure Hour, she'd always just...
Rude. You're just faking it.
Why? It's so good. I love it. She did it. I'm like a 5-year-old. That is still joy to me.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Every time.
With the finger. All right, so in conclusion, I've been watching Hulu. I mean, connecting on Hulu. But if you want to watch when it's actually happening, when is it actually happening?
Thursdays, 8:30 p.m., 7:30 Central, streaming next day on Peacock and Hulu.
Peacock is free. Peacock is free.
Thank you, Eli. You can stream Peacock in a bunker. Jimmy Wesley, anything I need to ask them before we bring on Nicole?
No, this was so much fun. Thank you all for coming on. We really enjoyed it. So, Seth, this is probably going to be the only time that we have, people from a show where we're actually seeing them on set, but they're in their own home.
Yeah.
This real.
This will be used in the episode tonight.
True. So will this.
This I put in every scene I could. I'd be like, oh, are we all set?
Yes, I love it.
Just reframe.
Exactly.
Hey, bring it right on in. All right, so guys, congratulations on your first season. We'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you for season 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
And 3,
Love
4,
that
5,
idea.
and 6.
Yeah.
And in person.
And the movie.
And the movie.
There you go.
And the musical. All right, peace out. Bye, Parv. Thank you. See you in the kosher yogurt place. Bye, Eli.
Love y'all.
And Keith and Jill. Bye, Shakina. Great
Thanks
seeing
for
you
having
again.
us.
Bye,
Yeah, great
Shakina.
seeing you too. Bye.
And
fun.
That was super fun.
It really is true. It's like, when else are we going to have the people from the show? They're actually on set in their home. It's like us.
It's so perfect. Exactly. And you're actually the one time you're not on set.
I know.
All right, so we're bringing up our good pal from Mad TV, but most importantly from High Belting and Wicked for Halloween. Please welcome Ms. Nicole Parker.
Hello. Hi. I
Hi,
just
Nicole.
tell Keith Powell and Jill Knox that quarantine nanny is my love language. Ugh, I would kill to have one.
Maybe
I
they'll
have
send.
a 15-month-old, and that sounds amazing.
You know what? I actually don't think it's as bad as having like a 10-year-old, like someone that really wants to be with their friends and running around. Like, at least you can lie to your kid and be like, everyone stays at home 24 hours a day. You know what I mean?
But they can't speak, and all they want to do is walk around. So I walk in a circle. I feel like I haunt my house every day. That's basically all I do.
That's
I
hilarious.
don't know if I exist anymore. I'm not quite sure.
That's so funny. So Nicole was going to be in our special Halloween show, but now because Bette Midler is having her show tomorrow night, which we want everyone to go to. Where do I have the banner? Oh, there it is. $10 tickets to Bette Midler's show with Sarah Jessica Parker and Catherine and Jimmy right there. New York Restoration Project shop.org. So Nicole, you did a special Halloween video. Do you want to talk about it a little bit before we show it?
I do. And Seth, you really, because of that change in schedule, gave me a real broadcast news moment today. I mean, I have been editing right up until the last second. So thanks for the excitement.
Sorry.
For years, I wanted to do this sketch, and in person, ideally, it would have been you and me. And I always thought it'd be funny if Broadway actors were interviewed post-show, just like athletes are interviewed post-game, because I would watch those interviews and be like, my God, they just lost. And now they have to go immediately and explain to like 20 people why they lost and I'd have to walk people through why they lost. And if you did that to an actor, like, why'd you miss that note? And why did you, and what was going through your head? And no one would ever want to do that. It's like, are you kidding me? I don't want to talk about it. I want everyone to forget about it. I hope no one was filming it in the audience. In a perfect world, you would meet me backstage dressed as Elphaba, because I thought the image of someone instilling green before they shower with a towel, having to explain everything they messed up. But it's a pandemic, and so we couldn't do that. So I thought, okay, a press conference where people are just in my dressing room. So I thought it'd be fun to include a lot of Wicked friends. Remember, this is a pandemic, and this just got edited. So, we're just going to pretend everyone's in my dressing room. And also, fun fact, I had to do it 3 times and do my makeup 3 times. Yes, I bought all the stuff. So see if you can tell which times the makeup was different.
Oh my God.
Time was like a copy of a copy of a copy. It looked like my Elphaba had a bad fall down the stairs. She's just like very uneven.
So when you did Wicked, first of all, how long did you do Wicked on Broadway? 1.5 years?
No, I think I did it for like 10 months on Broadway. And then I did it for about 6 months on tour, like 3 years later. And so I have people from when I did it on tour and from Broadway, and also just friends that I've met, other Elphabas. And I've decided to call this Athlelphaba, which really rolls off the tongue. But anyways, I just thought it'd be fun. I had the idea in July to just do it. And then, of course, I have a kid. So by October, that was about the exact right amount of time to get myself together. But it's the Wicked anniversary, the 17th anniversary tomorrow. I thought it might be fun, entertaining. If you enjoy it, please make a donation. I live here in LA, but half of my heart is in New York. And my first love is musical theater and always will be. So thank you for being a part of this. You'll see Seth's question. It's like my favorite. And, never know. Maybe we'll do like a follow-up someday where we can do it in person. But it just always made me laugh when a reporter was like, tough night tonight. Can you talk about everything that just went wrong, even though all you want to do is go hide?
It's a great. I can't wait to watch this. Okay, here we go. This is the debut. This video was literally just edited.
We haven't seen it yet.
Like, I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Nicole Parker, Wicked after the show.
Hi, Nicole. Obviously a tough show tonight. You must be disappointed. What do you think went wrong?
Disappointing to be sure. This was a rough one. I don't know. I felt good during warm-up. I felt loose. I just think it was too many missed opportunities early on, and I couldn't make up that ground that I lost.
You came out really strong in the first 10 minutes of play. Are you able to identify when things took a turn?
I think it was a lot of confidence going into Wizard and I, so I took a shot at an optional note near the end and just missed it, and I do think that was the turning point.
Can you explain what you were trying to do at the end of Wizard and I?
I was just going for the optional of the feeling things I have never felt. See, I can do it now. But obviously that is not what happened in the moment, and by the time I realized I wasn't going to get there, it was too late. Did you guys get that?
Nicole, you fumbled a line in the first classroom scene and you seemed to get a bit distracted. Do you want to talk about what happened there?
Yes. There was a woman eating something very crunchy in the first row. And look, hey, that's par for the course, right? We deal with that kind of stuff all the time. Usually I'm able to keep my head in the game, stay focused, but I was still thrown from that Wizard and I. And so, I fumbled the line that's supposed to be maybe perfecting the pronunciation of your precious name became maybe connecting the pronunciation of your nation's name. And I don't even know what that is. That's how many times have I drilled that over and over and over. It's unacceptable, and it can't happen again.
We know last week you were sidelined by an injury. Do you think maybe you came back too soon?
I don't think so. It was just some swelling. I did vocal rest. The last images from yesterday looked great, looked clear. Got the go-ahead from the doctor to get back out on stage. But it could be a bit mental. It's always hard to get dialed back in after an injury. Excuse me.
You missed a couple notes in that Defying Gravity. Could you tell us your thought process in that moment?
I gulped my water from my water bottle too fast and too much. And so I had the hiccups during the song, which is what happened. And it's always tough because you're trying to work around the notes, and it's actually quite terrifying. And so, it happened at the end. So that's why what was supposed to be the war cry, instead came out, and that is embarrassing. And what can I say? You have to move past it.
Coming off that Act 1 ending, can you describe the mood in the dressing room at intermission?
I had a good, hard, fast cry, but you cannot stay in that place. You have to pull yourself together because they have to do your second act makeup and you cannot be crying. The stage manager called down to make sure I was functioning. But the vibe was great. Cast came in and, said things like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're killing it. Or all I heard was you slaying. And I chose to believe him.
In retrospect, do you think you should have had your standby take over for Act 2?
Probably.
You seem to be struggling a bit in the middle of No Good Deed. What was going through your mind at the time, and what were you trying to do?
Oh, I was going for the What can I say? I mean, the fans come, they expect these big plays, these big notes, and you want to deliver. And sometimes you can't. Did you guys get that one just now, though? You guys were, like, it was recording. Oh, sorry. So it could be, like, out in the world. It doesn't matter. It's whatever.
How do you turn things around and prepare for tomorrow's show?
First, go back and watch the tape. The bootleg that'll probably be up in a couple hours. See if I can identify where I struggled and why. Beyond that, vocal rest, meditation, emergency therapy session, and it's just all about mindset,
What do you want to say to your fans in this moment?
I've done the show on the road. The crowds are great, every city, but there's nothing quite like playing the home stage here at the Gershwin, and I do not take that lightly, so can't wait to get back out there and do a better job next time. Can one of you send me the recording of the Fiero that I did in the? I mean, whatever, it's fine. But like, if one of you, I have to go take a shower. But whatever.
There's so many amazing things I love about it. By the way, I don't even know sports, but it was so in the style of sports. First of all, go back and watch the tape. The bootleg will be out in around an hour. That's amazing.
I just want to say thank you to Colin Hanlon, Dee Rossioli, Julia Murney, Jonathan Miguel, Ali Mazzi, Lindsay Northern, Andy Kelso, you, Seth, Luis Figueroa, and also Lindsay Pierce, because she's the new Elphaba. She's the current reigning Elphaba. And they were all awesome to do that.
I love that because I'll stand there with the wizard, feeling things I never felt. It's such an inside Wicked. Like, I just love.
I know. Listen, there's going to be people who enjoy this because of those things. Some people will not understand the athletic references, and then vice versa. I tried to sort of make it half and half. I don't know. Hopefully people will enjoy that. It's usually not the way you go just to edit something at the last minute and have it just go out to the world right now. But why not?
And the neediness of, you guys got that.
I mean, it is true. It's like, oh, why can I do it now? I can do it in the shower. It's always the case. That's what it is.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Hopefully other actors feel that vibe.
It was so good. I'm so glad we saw it. And it's so perfect for Halloween. What are you doing for Halloween? I guess you're not. Are you going to dress your toddler up, or too young to appreciate?
Actually, he's been waving you the whole time. So let me bring him over so we can wave you, because he was enjoyed watching you while we were eating dinner. But we're dressing him up as Jack because his name is Jack. So why not? There he is.
Oh God, he's so young.
Waving at you. Yes, he's 15 months old. Are you going to wave? Okay, you going to wave? Yeah, don't embarrass mommy. So yeah, I mean, we're just going to probably sit on our roof and say hi to people from there, and we'll have candy down below. He'll be asleep. But we'll dress him up, and next year I think he'll be interested in it a little bit more. So I was gonna have him see me in the green today, but I just didn't want to traumatize him. So we decided not to do that. But I will say, as I was washing it off, I was like, people do this every night. I did this every night. This is great. I didn't even sing the whole show tonight. And the peppermint soap that you use to wash yourself off, like the smell of that is the smell of relief. It's a Dr. Bronner's. Not everyone uses it, but I used it. And smelling it in the shower, taking it off last night, I was like, oh, I'm done. I finished.
Isn't that funny? It's like you look back on things. Like I remember when I was doing Disaster on Broadway, I was like, I was co-writing a show and I was in it. I was doing a radio show at the same time. Like I look back and like, how did I do that? But it just, when you're doing it, it doesn't feel so weird. I love that you're like, I was in Green 8 times a week. Like, yes, you were.
Crazy. And sometimes, like every once in a while after I had done the show, I would just decide to like try to sing Defying Gravity and I would never finish because I would go, oh, screw that. It's too hard. I'm in my home. I don't have to do this tonight. What am I doing? Why am I trying? It's too hard. So yeah, it was weird how normal it felt to be green again. It was like, oh yeah, that's about right.
By the way, you still got it. Just FYI.
Oh, that's kind. Thank you.
Nicole, where can people besides Stars in the House now? Can people watch video everywhere else?
I'll put this up on I am. And let's see. Wow. And now I don't even remember what let me make sure I know what my handle is. Yeah, that's right. I am Nicole Redford. I'm NF Parker Girl. NF is in Francis. NF Parker Girl on Instagram. And I'll put this up tomorrow on Instagram. And I tweet like once a month. So, I mean, you can go check me out there. I'm NP Redford on Twitter. And I have a podcast out on Earwolf, and it's called The Neighborhood Listen. It's with Paul F. Tompkins. And we actually did a whole season basically in quarantine. And the idea is, you guys know what, it's different neighbor apps. You have like neighborhood apps where you can go online and be like, what's that sound of that helicopter? There's coyotes eating my chickens and someone stole my mail. That's generally what people talk about on there. But there's some crazy, interesting characters on there, you know? And so we thought they'd be fun ideas for prompting improv. So he and I play a local pharmacist and local realtor in a fake city called Dignity Falls, and we bring on a guest, and the improviser basically just knows their name and the post at the last minute. So we either bring them on as the suspicious person that someone wrote about, or the person that is like complaining about coyotes. And that, you know, we have great guests. We have like Bobby Moynihan, that's Bryn O'Malley's husband, Nicole Byer. We have had great guests. It's just improvised. It's all improvised. And my character is she's like a local musical theater gal. So she's trying to get a woke revival of My Fair Lady going, but then that got scrapped, and now she wants to do Funny Girl. But of course, I had to get in that bit where she like wants to run like the local regional theater. So you can check that out on Stitcher or on Earwolf. The first 2 seasons are on Earwolf now. So
oh, I can't wait! It's so up my alley.
Great!
Enjoy it. It's really fun. And also I have bangs now because I had a child. So I'm just trying out bangs in my 40s.
It's quote unquote all good.
Why not?
Well, thank you, Nicole. I'm glad it all worked out. Amazing.
Yes.
I know that was very, very dramatic. And thanks a lot for letting me come on here, and thanks for being a part of it. I hope people enjoy it. It's just meant to be fun.
Oh, it's so great. I'm going to post. So it's going to go on Instagram. Then I can post it from there.
Yes, tomorrow. And I'll probably put it up on YouTube too. So
okay, yeah, put it on YouTube. All right, bye, Nicole. All right. I'm going to play our ending credits.
Thanks, Nicole, and thanks to
thanks, guys. Take care. Thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you.
Bye, Nick. Here's our ending credit.
November 3rd.
Yeah, November 3rd.
9 a.m. Eastern.
Do I remember the rest of it? I can't play anymore. There's a lot of octaves.
I think that's it, Seth. I think it's called In Broadcast.
All right.